Hey, what do you think?
Where'd you find it, hot and tip?
No, Jack Sugden gave it to me. It's been in his attic for years. That's why it's a bit grubby.
A bit grubby? Nick, it's disgusting.
Oh, come on, Elsa. It's not that bad. Anyway, everything works perfectly well. What you do is lift these up here, like that, and then you push it down in the middle. What do you do? Hang on a second, he did show me how to do this, didn't he?
It's that one there.
Right. Well, great, isn't it?
It's dirty, it's old-fashioned, and it's not exactly what I had in mind for our baby.
Oh, come on, we're trying to save money. This was free.
This is for our first child, Nick.
Oh, come on, Elsa. Try telling that to those people in the baby shops we were in last week. Oh, I'm sorry, but this is for our first child. And we don't have very much money, so could you please just give it to us?
Great idea of yours, eh?
What?
Hiring Archie Brooks. Well, this is the third morning running he's promised to turn up.
He was Zoe's idea.
Well, hope she knows more about vetting than she does about the nature of Archie Brooks. I've got 40 ewes to get into this field, a drainage trench to dig before I can do it, and no one to help me.
Yes, you have. I've got the manual. I should get the hang of it quite easily.
Reading a book about operating a machine is one thing. Doing it is quite a different matter.
Well, it seems straightforward enough to me.
Yeah, maybe. But there's no substitute for experience.
Right. The sooner I get started, then the better.
Time to open up, Mr. Wilkes. They'll be knocking on the door.
Right. Oh. You know, I've been thinking. I think I might get a new sofa in.
Sofa? What do you want a sofa for? It'd never fit in.
Get rid of these two chairs. A nice new sofa would be very comfortable. I can put my feet up after closing.
And where would I sit, pray?
No, I mean after you've gone. I'm only talking about the possibilities. Might as well take advantage.
Advantage, Mr. Wilkes? Advantage? Is that how you see it? You seem very anxious to get rid of me all of a sudden.
Oh, of course not, Amos. But we've got to start thinking about the future, you know. I mean, if you're living in your little retirement cottage, I might as well do something about this room. After all, I'll be in here on my own.
But, Mr. Wilkes...
Come along, Amos. Opening won't wait.
Well, that's where he said he'd be today. Look, hang on. Chris!
Ah, no, Kath, just me.
No, it isn't him. Look, try and get hold of him. OK.
Do you mind if I claim sanctuary here?
Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to ring Chris at the yard. Make yourself at home.
Don't tell me even the Tates have to work on a Saturday.
Urgent job in a lorry. Mechanic couldn't get in. What about you? Working overtime today as well, then?
Had no choice.
Oh, no reply.
Maybe he's left. He might have finished.
Or maybe he didn't go there at all. Never mind. So, what did Frank Tate want doing so urgently 3 weeks before Christmas?
Wasn't Frank. Elsa gave me no choice. We're just a bit skint at the moment.
Oh, I didn't know things were that tough, Nick.
Wouldn't be here, would I, if there weren't?
Look, me and Chris could always help out, you know?
We don't need charity, Kathy.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, it's okay. We can manage. Well, we could. Until Elsa started talking about gold-plated prams.
Gold-plated prams?
Yeah. Oh, only the best for our kid, you know, Kath. Soon it'll be silk nappies.
Oh, you can't blame Elsa for wanting nice things, Nick.
No. And I'm trying to get them. I mean, I'm grabbing as much overtime as I possibly can, but it still isn't enough.
I did mean my offer, you know.
I know. And thanks. But that's not the answer. The answer's for Elsa to be a bit more realistic.
Mum? Are you busy?
Just doing the farm accounts.
I thought our year end was April.
Oh, these are last year's accounts. Nick with you?
No, he's working this afternoon. Overtime.
That's useful. Christmas coming up.
It's actually for the baby.
Ah.
And after our shopping trip last week, I think he's going to have to wait from now till next Christmas just to pay for the pram.
Yes, well, everything does seem so expensive these days, doesn't it?
It's getting started that's the trouble. It costs so much just to get everything together, doesn't it?
Well, I'm sure Nick'll do his best, Elsa.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That's the problem. He just doesn't earn enough, and I'll have to stop work soon. To tell you the truth, Mum, that's really why I'm here. I wondered if there was any chance of us borrowing a bit from you.
It's in the right state, isn't it?
I thought a good rubbing down might do the trick. What do you think?
Start rubbing that down, you'll rub it away.
Do you reckon?
It's got dry rot, look there.
Aye, he's right.
It's a shame. I wanted to use it for the Christmas tableau.
Floor's rotten and all. Well, you push it straight through.
Wouldn't look too good, would it, really? Put baby Jesus in the crib and he drops right through onto the floor.
Well, I suppose it would.
You need a new one.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. The church is skint as usual.
What on earth is this thing doing here?
Haven't you heard? Tony's thinking of starting a nursery in here.
You what?
I ain't Henry told you.
Well, where some folk are carrying on these days, noted surprise me.
We can manage the day-to-day living, Mum. And when the baby arrives, there's quite a few benefits we can get. And with Nick's wage, we can manage, well, just about. I'm not asking for the moon that here Nick thought you'd think I was. Just a nice cot and a little buggy. We saw a couple of lovely ones in Leeds, and the whole lot wouldn't come to more than 100 or so. Look, call it a loan. I'll pay you back as soon as I start work again.
I'm sorry, Elsa.
Oh, come on, Mum. Surely you want the best for your first grandchild.
You knew it wouldn't be easy when you moved out.
Oh, so that's it, is it?
You've got to learn to live within your means, love.
All that nonsense you spouted, persuading me to move back into Demdike. You just wanted to see us fall flat on our faces, didn't you?
Elsa, love.
No, Mum, I thought it was odd at the time you changing your mind like that. But now I see why you did it. Elsa made her own bed, so Elsa can lie in it.
You've got it all wrong, Elsa.
Look, it's only a small loan I'm asking for, Mum. And this has got nothing to do with me or Nick or Demdike. This is for the baby.
I'm sorry, Elsa. I really...
Just a little help.
I'm sorry, Elsa.
Well, thank you, Mum. Thank you very much.
Wouldn't keep away then.
Just fancied a walk.
Ah, go on, admit it.
Admit what?
Well, it's too cushy for you up at home farm. Needed a bit of real farming to keep you going.
Looks like your standards have fallen since I left. Is that Sarah on the excavator?
Of course.
Oh.
How am I doing?
It is difficult, Sarah.
But I was digging in a perfectly straight line.
What do you reckon then? Someone's been moving the field?
Oh, be fair, Jack. It took me 6 months to learn how to use that thing.
Yeah, but Sarah's read the manual.
All right, Jack.
She's an expert.
One more go.
Sarah, I've got to get this job done today.
Just one more go. That's all I ask. Then you can take over. Hey, hang on.
Sarah, there won't be much light beyond 4 o'clock.
What's that?
God, yeah, I can see it.
Look, you two, we've had our fun, now we've actually got work to do.
What on earth?
She's just punishing us, Michael. She didn't want us to move into Demdike at all. I thought she did, but she didn't. And she doesn't care about me or my baby. I mean, all that nonsense she spouted about wanting to take care of me, looking after me properly. I mean, where is it now? The first time I ever asked her for anything.
But it's not as simple as that, Elsa.
Oh, isn't it? Sounds simple enough to me.
She has her reasons, OK? Important reasons.
Oh, for God's sake, Michael, this is her first grandchild we're talking about. What could be more important than that?
Like the facts of life for starters, Elsa.
What?
Oh, right. Look, our stock of winter feed nowhere near enough to feed our cattle.
Winter feed? Michael, I'm talking about my baby.
2, we need to buy more, but we can't afford it. So now the cows don't eat properly, so now they produce even less milk. 3, they don't produce the right amount of milk, we don't get our money from the MMB. So we still can't afford to feed the cows properly, so they produce even less milk, so we get even less coming in, until eventually...
Eventually what?
Well, Mum didn't want you to worry about all this, but I reckon you may as well know. Mum can't lend you any money because we haven't got any. The bank have stopped our cheques. We can't buy anything and we can't pay anyone either.
What are they?
I don't know exactly.
They're just a load of old bones, that's what they are. Now, can we get on?
But what sort of bones?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Have you any idea how many animals have grazed in this field over the past few years?
Well, they're too small for cows, aren't they?
And it's only cattle that have been in this field as long as I can remember.
Or people.
Oh, I see. So now you reckon we've stumbled on some murder victim, do you?
Oh, no, maybe not that. But we might have stumbled on an old burial ground. Do you remember that exhibition at the library a couple of years back? It listed all the local sites round here.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, the archaeologists reckon there should be another site somewhere near Beckendale.
Very interesting it all is, too. Now, can we actually get on?
Oh, come on, Jack. We've got to tell them.
What?
I've still got a contact with the local archaeological trust. Just let me ask their advice.
When do I get these ewes into this field?
Look, this is interesting, Jack. They could be Bronze Age relics, even Stone Age. We might even have found the missing link.
What, in the bottom of our field? Don't be daft.
Well, a missing link. It's got to be found somewhere. Why not Emmerdale? Or maybe it's ritual sacrifices. Witches burnt at the stake. There used to be a witch once living in Yorkshire.
Yeah, not surprised. Probably put a curse on sheep farmers trying to earn an honest living.
You've got no romance in you, Jack Sugden. I've always been fascinated by old relics. That's why I fell for you.
So why didn't you tell me the truth?
She may as well know, Mum.
Know what? That we're a bit hard up right now. That's nothing unusual.
It's a bit more than that, though, this time, isn't it?
We'll cope, Elsa. We always have.
Well, I don't see how. I've just checked the stock of winter feed. We should be reordering.
Then we will.
Michael said you haven't paid for the last lot yet.
We've faced difficult times before, love, and we've got through them. And we'll get through this patch too, if we all pull together.
But that's not possible anymore, is it? I mean, at least before you had my wage coming in.
Well, that won't make a lot of difference now, Elsa, not with the debts we've got.
And if I hadn't got pregnant, I could be helping in other ways too, round the farm.
Things haven't come to that, love. Believe me. We face a temporary cash shortage, it's true. And there are a few bills that need settling, but it's nothing that the sale of some stock won't solve.
You're thinking of selling stock?
And as far as you and Nick are concerned, you've got nothing to reproach yourself with in my book. You and Nick are on the brink of a new life, and that's what we should be thinking of right now. Not a couple of minor problems here.
Will you stop talking about me and Nick? I want to talk about you and the farm.
You and Nick are the future, Elsa.
I'd rather talk about the present, this farm, here and now.
Well, Mum's right, Elsa. We'll pull through. There's no need to worry yourself.
If you ask me, you're both whistling in the dark.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Chris. No, he's not here. The Blue Star Club? No, I thought he was at the yard. Yes, I'll certainly tell him. No, not at all. My pleasure.
Is this right, Tony? You're gonna need a new one, mate.
Oh, yeah, but how much would it cost? Oh, I can tell you that. You wouldn't get any change out of £80, put it that way.
80 quid?
Yeah. Me and Elsa were shopping the other day. More than 80. Probably more than 100.
Yeah, but it's only a couple of bits of wood hammered together.
Yeah, well, that's the price. You take it from me.
I could make you one of them.
What?
It'd be a doddle.
I don't know, it looks pretty difficult to me.
Nah, I've knocked one up in a couple of days. Won't cost you 100 quid either.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you, Archie. Thanks.
I like to do a bit for clergy.
Should have a good look at it first before you start thanking him.
Oh, yeah, you might have a point there.
I don't have to make it, you know.
No, really, Archie, it's a very charitable gesture.
Charitable? No. Didn't mean I'd be doing it for free.
Oh, no, I didn't think you did.
All right.
No, I wouldn't want to see you lose out. No, I'd reimburse you for the cost of the wood.
Hey?
Yeah. And you must let me buy you a drink.
Hey.
Amos, apple juice, please. Amos?
Oh, sorry, Tony. Pint with it.
Is everything all right, Amos?
Any of you know that laddie's over there?
No.
Mr. Wilson. He's up to summit.
Oh, back again?
Yeah. Still no news from the archaeologist friend?
He said to give him half an hour to take some advice and then he'd phone back.
I was saying to Annie, keep me posted if it turns out to be anything horrible, won't you?
Yeah, sure.
Sarah, that goes at the end there.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, Kip. Let's push it back.
Oh, right.
Okay, then clip that at the end.
Oh, I see.
That's it. Look, why don't I stay and give you a hand with this?
Would you mind? Seems like you're at a bit of a loose end today.
Oh, I'm fed up with waiting for Chris to get home.
Oh, the boss working Saturday afternoons, is he?
Urgent job in the yard, no one else available. At least that's what he told me. Doesn't matter.
Kathy, I'm not Jack, you know. You can talk to me about things if you want, without me marching round and reading Chris the Riot Act.
Well, I thought Chris was working, yes. But then I got this phone call from a friend of his who couldn't get a reply from the yard.
Well, maybe he was away from the actual office.
Then I got this call from another bloke reminding Chris about the Blue Star.
What's that?
Oh, it's the club he goes to. His mate didn't say any more. Maybe he realised he'd said too much already. So is Chris really in the yard, or has he shot off for an afternoon session in his favourite haunt?
It's not always easy, is it, believing what that one says? If you ask me, you should teach him a lesson.
How do you mean?
Well, if you really think he's in that club for the afternoon.
And most of the evening too, if he is.
Why don't you drop in then? Give him the shock of his life. You'd think twice about trying to pull the wool over your eyes, especially if he thinks you're one step ahead of him anyway.
Seemed a nice young lad.
Oh, well, you certainly seem to have plenty to say to him.
Well, he was just inquiring if there's any work going locally. I said we might need a cellarman.
A cellarman, Mr. Roos? We don't need a cellarman.
No, but we might after you retire.
We need to talk about this, Mr. Wilkes. You can't go ahead making arrangements without discussing it with me first.
Precisely, Amos. I've been trying to get you to talk seriously for days, but you steadfastly refused to discuss your plans with me. So, I'm obliged to take matters into my own hands. Anytime you're ready to talk, so am I.
Well, they weren't being charitable. They weren't being public-spirited either. They're just trying a couple of quid.
Oh, that's a pity. You could have made me one if they were going for now.
Just don't see how you could misunderstand me like that.
Well, it's anywhere me and Elsa are going to get one, I can tell you.
For once in my life, I thought, terrific, I'm going to earn it. Hang on. You and Elsa should have one first.
What?
Well, you and Elsa are actually having a baby, aren't you? So if I make you the first one...
But I thought you were making one for curate.
Well, I'll just tell Tony that I forgot.
Ah, look, now, just hang on a second, Archie. I've just said that we can't afford one.
No. Then I tell the vicar that he could hire the crib off you for his church tableau.
Hire it?
Yeah. That way you get a crib and I get some money from the hire fee. Brilliant.
Oh, well, you try telling this to Elsa.
Hey?
Well, look, by the time it's been used in church nativity play, it'll be second-hand. She won't want it anymore.
Oh, give off.
Why don't you accept it, Archie? That Tony's outsmarted you.
He's not as green as his cabbage looking, that curate.
Well, he took you in and all, didn't he?
What do you mean?
You got that money off you for sweepstake.
Ah.
75 quid, wasn't it?
Kathy!
Oh, yeah? Where are you off to?
I was just coming to find you.
I'll beat you to it. There's lots of hot water, because I can tell you, I really need a bath. Spent 2 hours struggling with a drain plug on that wagon. Hit it with a hammer in the end, and the whole sump poured over me. I tell you, all I want to do now is crawl into a hot tub and never come out.
I tried to phone you earlier on.
Huh? Oh, yeah, Sharon turned the phones off for the weekend. Anything urgent?
No. Oh, there was one message. Someone called Miles' phone, said to remind you about the Blue Star Club.
Oh, yeah, the deposit. Oh, we're holding a retirement due in for one of the drivers. Supposed to get the deposit off this week. Right. I shall see you about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Kathy, have you got any old towels in? You were coming to see me in the yard, dressed like that.
Why not? OK, I thought you were at the club. When that Miles phoned, I thought he let the cat out of the bag, didn't I?
So you thought you'd come along and surprise me? at the club.
Chris. All right, I was stupid. There's no need to rub it in.
You're also in the wrong, Kathy.
Yes, okay.
You misjudged me, in fact.
I said all right, Chris. What more can I say?
You could try saying that you were sorry.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
Don't push it, Chris, okay?
Going behind my back, Mr. Wilkes, that's what you're doing.
I don't see how you made that out.
All these plans. New sofa, cellar man.
Not doing anything. Just trying to bring you to your senses.
Senses? Oh, what one that needs to be brought to his senses. Nursery, indeed. I never heard like.
Neither have I. I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Tony! Seth says he plans to start a nursery in Woolpack.
Oh, well, if you will go listening to Seth Armstrong instead of talking to me.
There is nothing to talk about.
There's plenty. Your retirement plans for a start. You can't go dropping bombshells like this and not expect to have to deal with the consequences.
What consequences?
How it affects me, for one thing. You may or may not remember that I came to Beckendale 18 years ago for my retirement. Then I thought again about retiring last year. But for your sake, I didn't. I stayed here.
I'm not saying I didn't appreciate it, Mr. Wilkes.
Well, you'd never know sometimes. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is, your decision affects me as much as it does you. You can't just up and leave.
I'd like to say something.
Fine. I'm prepared to listen as soon as you're ready to talk.
As you well know, Mr. Wilkes, I am never one to withhold praise when praise is due.
Absolutely, Amos, absolutely.
So it is only fair to admit that you have been quite influential in building up Woolpack into what it is today.
Oh, well, thank you again, Amos.
So I can't say as it comes as other than somewhat of a disappointment to me.
What does?
Your obvious intent to alter Woolpack beyond all recognition.
Hang on, Amos.
I thought I could repose my trust in you, but it has become quite clear you can hardly wait for me to turn my back before you start to embark on full-scale change. Well, I will not allow it, Mr. Wilkes. I will not allow it.
You mean I've got no choice? OK. Thanks a lot. Bye.
So what did they say?
What did who say?
Well, the archaeologists, of course.
Yeah, well, that was the police, Sarah.
The police? What do they want?
Well, your friend rang them, apparently.
Oh, he did say he might have to get their opinion.
Yeah, well, he's got that all right. And the forensic scientists, not to mention the coroners.
What?
Yes, Sarah. Although they think it's unlikely, just in case it was a murder.
Murder? How exciting.
Oh, very exciting. So exciting that I've been instructed to stop work on or near that field until further notice.